Fighters!
Hey guys, what's up? This is Chris from Swede Fighters. Welcome to this, hopefully a Sunday special. We were talking a little bit, the guys and me, about stuff we could do, and I have recently gotten into Magic: The Gathering. I've been playing very little on and off again through the years. Used to have a deck when I was like 11, 10 years old. Got my ass handed to me all the time, of course. It was a basic deck. I bought an Avenging Angel when I was like 13, got it for $10, and I was so proud of it because it was apparently immortal. Well, it wasn't really, and I still got my ass handed to me. So anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I decided that I'm going to be buying 3 boosters every month, just to make sure that I don't go overboard, because you don't want to hear about me in World of Warcraft, a trading card game. I don't really want to think about that time. Anyway. So I got myself 3 boosters, and you're going to be here when I open them up. And the 3 boosters are 2 Fate Reforged and a Battle for Zendikar. The reason for these picks is that these are all already parts of sets that I'm collecting. So that doesn't mean that I don't like these sets more than any other, but I'm a collector more than a player. I like the Eldrazi. As far as I know about them, I'm very new to Magic, but I like them. They're very Call of Cthulhu-y, very Elder Gods, coming here to ruin everything for everyone, having a good time. So, with that in mind, let's go and start with Battle for Zendikar, which, as far as I know, is where you'll find a lot of Eldrazi stuff. So, we're going to be opening this little baby up here. Let's see, I got it 3 for $100. It's kind of crazy how expensive these cards are. Right, so, let's see here. I'm not going to look in the back. I'm going to open these one after another. So the first one is Sandstone Bridge. It's called Sandstone Bridge. I'm going to read in the flavor text if there's anything about this. This is a land piece. Second one is an instant spell. It's black. It's called Complete Disregard, I think. It's the flavor text says, "We returned to the field and found poor Len, every detail of his final moment perfectly cast in that awful dust." This is Complete Disregard. It's an instant spell. Doesn't have any colors apparently. Then we go for a white one. It's called Inspired Charge. "For the lands you have lost and the beauty that remains, for freedom and the future, we must hold nothing back." Kitty and Jura. Sounds like a cool guy. This gives your creatures. This gives marked creatures +2/+1 until the end of turn. Typical white card. Looming Spires is the next one. It's a piece of land. It's red. Looming Spires enters battlefield tapped. When Looming Spires enters the battlefield, target creatures gets +1/+1. Target creature singular, and gains first strike until the end of turn. It's red mana. Next one is. I think this is an Eldrazi card. It's called Grave Birthing. It's a black card. It's a 2 skull. Let's see, devoid. This card has no color. No, so it's not black technically. Target opponent exiles a card from his or her graveyard. You put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi? Cool. Scion creature token onto the battlefield. I don't actually have that many tokens. It has sacrificed this creature, add 1 to your mana pool. Next up is another Eldrazi. It's a Eldrazi drone. Is a Silent Skimmer. I don't seem to have gotten any rare. It's a common card. It's a devoid. It has no colors. It's flying. Whenever Silent Skimmer attacks, defending player loses 2 life. I watched it pass at a distance. When I looked back to my companions, Najit was dead. Akiri Coraline Slinger. Next one is Mankindi Slide Runner. It's not the common. It's a red card. It's a beast. Has trample, landfall. Whenever your land enters the battlefield under your control, Mankindi Slide Runner gets a ++1 until end of turn. After a battle, it breaks the hillsides into manageable pieces to prepare for next time. Nice. Next one is a green. First green, I think. Seek the Wilds. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. In my downtime, I used to paint the vistas. Now the vistas disappear faster than my downtime. Next up is another common. It's Belligerent Whiptail. It's a red card. It's a creature, it's a worm. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Belligerent Whiptail gains first strike until end of turn. Whiptails can sense a traveler's footsteps from a great distance. Measuring that distance has been difficult. Jelen, Alpha Sentry. Next up is another creature. It's an insect. It's a giant mantis. Common. Again. Has reach. It says, I always thought the great insects of Tazim were frightening until I saw the Eldrazi. Now I welcome the sight of mantises perched in the treetops. Yeah, this is really a battle between pretty much all life and the Eldrazi. Coastal Discovery. Uncommon. If I read this correctly. It's blue cards, sorcery, draw 2 cards. Awaken 4-5. 4. Awaken 4. Costs 5 plus a water, blue. If you cast a spell for 5 blue, also put 4 +1/+1 counters on target land you control, and it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. Next, another uncommon, Infuse with the Elements. It's a green one, it's an instant. Let's see what it says. Converge. Put X +1/+1 counters on target creature, where X is the number of colors of mana spent to cast Infuse with the Elements. That creature gains trample until the end of turn, so having more lands casting this one is better, I suppose. Zendikar has given us the weapons to wage war on the appropriate scale. Nafia, leader of the Tajuru. Another uncommon, Serene Steward. The creature is a human cleric ally. It's a 2/2. It's a white card. Whenever you gain life, you may pay white. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. I can give you strength, but you'll have to bring your own courage. Well, it's a rare one. Here we go. Defiant Bloodlord. It's a vampire. It's a creature. Flying. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Despite their bravado, mortals are fragile. If Zendikar is to endure, its lords must save it. Bardrana, Kalastria, Bloodchief. Then we got a mountain, core ally, and that's it for the Battle for Zendikar booster. And we're putting them up in the little post processing. Let's go with the next Fate Reforged. It's not open yet. We're opening now. Probably gonna get some critique for my opening techniques. I'm still very new to this. Okay, Jeskai Sage is a creature, a human monk. Jeskai Sage, common. Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. And when Jeskai Sage dies, draw a card. I quote, "The one who conquers the mind is greater than the one who conquers the world." Next one up is another common. Dowsing Gloom. Pronounce that correctly? It's an instant. Dowsing Gloom deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. The Mardu warrior was overjoyed when Tazikar set him free and granted him passage through the jungle. He failed to notice Sultai leader's cruel smile. Next up is another common, Abzan Runemark. It's white. Enchant creature, it's an enchantment, an aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Enchanted creature has vigilance as long as you control a black or green permanent. Next up is a common, it's called Zibzig Host. Zombies, creatures. I like zombies. I like black. Black and red are probably my favorite colors. Kind of like white too. It's very definite. It's very harsh. When Zibzig Host enters the battlefield, each player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. They were your friends, your family, your clan. They want only to welcome you. Tazikar, the Golden Fang. After that, we got another common. It's the Will of the Naga. It's a blue one. It's an instant. Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting the spell pays for 1. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during the control's next untap step. The charm of a Naga is undeniable. Harsh Sustenance is the next card. Harsh Sustenance. Deals X damage to target creature or player, is an instant by the way, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control. The Shifting Wastes provide refuge to those who know where to look for it. Next up is Runemark. It's another common. It's an enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Enchanted creature has trample as long as you control a blue or red permanent. Sandblast, next one. It's an instant. Sandblast deals 5 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. In the Shifting Wastes, more are killed by sand than by steel. I do know for a fact that I already have this one. I don't think I have 4 of it though, so that might be added to my deck. Gore Swine, next one. It's red, it's common, it's creature, it's boar. The Mardu are like the Gore Swine. We are wild, hunt in packs, and rarely clean the blood from our blades. After that, we got some Archers of Karzi. I pronounced that correctly. Another common. It's a 3/1 green. Defender. Reach. This creature can block creatures with flying. We think of the Naga as creeping cutthroats, slitherers in the swamps, but they are equally at home in the trees. And we have an Orc Sure Shot. It's an uncommon. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, target creature an opponent controls gets -1, double minus, until end of turn. Words have yet to halt an arrow. After that, we get another uncommon called Break Through the Line. It's a red one. Target creature with power 2 or less gains haste until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Sounds nasty. If the Mardu were more in tune with their beasts, they would not scare so easily. Jelaya, Timur, Whisperer. It means that if you get a lot of creatures with powers 2 or less, it can cause quite some damage. Channel Harm is an uncommon. It's a white instant. There you go. Prevents all damage that would be dealt to you and permanents you control this turn by sources you don't control. If damage is prevented this way, you may have Channel Harm deal that much damage to target creature. Here we go with the M? Soulfire Grandmaster. Never seen an M before. Think they're rare. People are probably shouting at me right now at home. Creature, Human Monk, Lifelink. Instant and sorcery spells you control have Lifelink. 2 random and 1 water or fire and 1 water or fire. The next time you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand this turn, put that card into your hand instead of into your graveyard as it resolves. That's pretty good. If you have a lot of land, that's pretty good. Jungle Hollow. Land. That's interesting. And some ads. So that's the second booster pack. Let's go to the third one. We got an M in this one. It's pretty cool. I think an M is rarer than an R. I'm sorry, I'm very new to this. Just collecting, really. I think it's fun. And I think the illustrations are cool, and I like playing with my friends. Toby is pretty good. Never play Toby. He kicks my ass. He's been playing for a long time. Alright then, we're up to 14 minutes already, so we're gonna make this quick. Gurmag Angler. It's a common, it's a zombie fish. This I like. I'm gonna play with this zombie fish. Delve. Each card you exile from your graveyard while casting the spell pays for 1. If everything in the Gurmag swamp hungers for human flesh, what bait could be more effective? Nice. Then we got an Arishan Cleric. It's a creature, human cleric, common. When Arishan Clerics enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. We'll have time to put out the fires when those trapped within the ruins are safe. Then we got Rakshasa's Disdain. I know enough to know that Rakshasa are cat people. They're pretty cool. And Rakshasa's Disdain is a spell. I think I have this one already. It's common. Counter target spells unless its controls pay 1 for each card in your graveyard. Ooh. That's typical blue, isn't it? It's really mean. Every failure, every death only makes my strength greater. That's badass. Reach of Shadows, another common card. Got a nasty illustration there. Destroy target creature that's one or more colors. Is it better to be a fool or a coward? Fools may get things done occasionally, but cowards live longer. Gilish Shadowmane, Rakshasa Mage. Another Rakshasa. Cool, I like them. Right into Being. It's a sorcery. It's a common sorcery. Pretty nondescript blue stuff going out. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Manifest one of those cards, then put the other on the top or bottom of your library. To manifest a card, put it into battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature. Turn it face up anytime for its mana cost if it's a creature card. Great Horn Kroshok. Gee, I wonder what his thing is. It's got a great horn. It's a common creature, it's a beast. Perfectly suited for life in the shifting wastes, the Kroshok is well protected by its horns, its hide, and its temper. Mardu Runemark. It's another Runemark. This one is different though. Enchant creature gets +2/+2. Enchanted creature has first strike as long as you control a white or black permanent. Yawn. Whisperer of the Wilds. It's a human shaman. It's creature common. If you tap it, you add green to your mana pool, and it's ferocious. If you tap it, add 2 to your mana pool. Activate this ability only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. 2 green to your mana pool if you have a creature with power 4 or greater. She speaks only in whispers, but can be heard over the fiercest storms. Next up is Warflare. It's a combined red and white. That's desert, right? I sort of figured that's desert. Creature you control gets +2/+1 until end of turn. Untap those creatures. No sun or fire can warm my blood quite like a Warflare. Or Barzil, Martyrs Horde Chief. Next up is the uncommons. We get a Destructor Dragon. That's a weird looking dragon. It's green. Flying, and when the Destructor Dragon dies, destroy target non-creature permanent. Oof, that's nasty. After countless attacks on the Salt Road where it passes through the frozen tundra, the Abzan began to refer to the area as Atarka territory rather than Temur lands. I don't know what that means. We get another uncommon. It's a Kurzi High Priest. It's a black creature human cleric. If you tap this and one of your choice and a black, you sacrifice another creature. Manifest the top card of your library. Manifest, if you remember, is put that card onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature. Turn it face up anytime for its mana cost if it's a creature card. Hear me, nameless, and obey. Then we got Lotus Eye Mystics. Another uncommon. Human monks again. Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. When Lotus Eye Mystics enter the battlefield, return target enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Every action has a foreseen purpose. Ooh. It's a rare legendary creature dragon, Atarka, World Render. Wait, didn't they mention Atarka? Yeah, they did. A Destructor Dragon. After countless attacks on the Salt Road where it passes through the frozen tundra, the Abzan began to refer to the area as a Tarka territory rather than Temur lands. Tarka, are they dragons then? Or is it this specific dragon? Flying, Trample. Whenever a dragon you control attacks, it gains double strike until end of turn. Ooh. Her hunger knows no limit. Left unchecked, she would feast on all of Tarkir. Sova Dragonclaw. It's a 6/4. Pretty nice. And we got a Windscarred Crag. Oh! Oh, would you look at that? We got a foil. Fruit of the First Tree. First and only foil for this pool. Let's see. Enchant creature. When an enchanted creature dies, you gain X life and draw X cards, where X is its toughness. I will be the ancestor my descendants call upon for aid. On that day, I will take up my sword for my family once more. So, that's pretty cool. Got a foil. And got a spirit, and we're done. So that's the 3 boosters for this month. I will be listing them at the end of the video. Hopefully I will have had enough time to put up some bigger pictures for you guys. This is just something I'm doing for fun. Again, I'm collecting more than playing. But if you enjoyed this and want to see more of this kind of stuff, then just leave a comment and we can, we can take in some constructive criticism and we'll work things out. Because Toby knows a lot about Magic. Not sure about Dave, but I'm learning. It's fun, and we have Magic 2014 on the computer. If that would be interesting to play, don't really think it is. I heard it's not very good. Anyway, until next time, bye bye. Thanks for watching, by the way.